So besides DJing, what else are you into? What do you like to do? I asked this question on social media, and some of the answers that came in were pretty neat. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. There are sports people, there are car people. Somebody collects baseball bats from Major League Baseball players that were actually used. Somebody restores carnival, like horses and things from merry-go-rounds. A guy makes pens. I mean, there's tons of really neat stuff that some DJs are into that they enjoy doing aside from DJing. I asked the question because, I'm into other things. I'm into, cars. I mess around with them a little bit. I've been more into the hobby in the last couple of years with that Mustang. But, record collecting, that's been a thing of mine. I did, however, always kind of consider that part of DJing or closely related to it, and it is. But, there are things that some of us do that are just not even kind of related to DJing. I think it's healthy to do that. Now, if you ask me, what am I most proficient in out of all the things that I'm into, and I'm into quite a few things, I think DJing would be the number one thing. That's what I'm most proficient in. But having this other thing that I do or like to do is a welcome distraction sometimes. I was watching some podcasts where they were having Jay Leno on as a guest. Now, I watch him on his car channel a lot, and I learn a lot of stuff. He's into a lot of cars, all kinds of cars. It doesn't have to be one brand or another. He's into a lot of different things. I like that. But I learn a lot from him. So I guess, for quite a while I've been thinking of Jay as a car guy, but I have seen him live on The Tonight Show. That was about 10 years ago. He was really good, and I admired him as a person. And he was saying in the interview how if you work with your hands, you really appreciate talking for a living. You realize how easy that is. Now, it's easy for him. But, the guy, he is retired from The Tonight Show, but he still goes out and does like 200 stand-up gigs a year. Holy man. Plus, he's in the garage all the time with like 200 cars, like weird stuff. And he does both, I think that is so cool. And I think that it was a good balance for him to be able to walk away from one thing to do something else to, I don't know, kind of reset almost. It's what I do. Sometimes when I just can't think about DJing anymore, I'll go into the shop. Or maybe I'll go record collecting, which is DJ related, I understand that, but it's kind of not. A lot of you don't consider it DJ related. I guess the more I think about it, maybe it's not. I'm just a music fan, and I think music people and DJs aren't always a mutually exclusive thing, oddly enough. It's another video. But yeah, I'm curious as to what you guys are into. It's interesting. I think it's fascinating, and it's cool to find like-minded people, too. I mean, so many times I can be around a group of DJs and start talking about cars, and I lose them. I noticed Jay was doing that in some of his podcasts. They were asking him about cars, and he was telling them things, and he was losing his host. His host had no input because he knew nothing about it. I've been in that situation before. I've been with car guys and talked about entertainment, and I've lost them. Or I've talked about music and I've lost them. It's cool when you can hang out with somebody who shares maybe two of your interests. Maybe they're into cars and they're into DJing, or they're into horseback riding and they're into DJing, or they're into hunting and fishing and they're into DJing. And the only way we're going to know this about each other is if we talk about it. So let us know in the comment section what you're into. And before I close this video, I want to set up the clickbait thumbnail. So I'm thinking thought bubble above my head would be cool, right? With some of the things I'm interested in. And if I go down here, right, and I do one of these, where I look like, see, I can steal this as a still frame. Or maybe. Or I could do like a, I got options. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Practice and enjoy.